Good afternoon. My name is Crystal Fletcher. I'm a lieutenant with the Public Affairs Division at the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. Thank you all for being here today. As we enter into the busy holiday season, the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department is launching a proactive initiative to ensure our community can enjoy the holiday safely and confidently. Today, we'll share how this effort combines increased strategic visibility, strong partnerships, and a commitment to accountability. It is my honor to introduce our new Chief of Police, Estella Patterson, who will outline the details of this initiative and speak to the progress we're making together. Chief.
Thank you, Lieutenant Fletcher, and good afternoon to everyone, and thank you so much for being here today. Truly, it is an honor and a joy to be back in Charlotte and as a member of CMPD, a department that has meant so much to me throughout my law enforcement career. Joining me today is a whole host of law enforcement professionals, local, state, and federal law enforcement professionals, elected and appointed officials, and community stakeholders who care as much as I do about this community and our great city. With me today, we have Mecklenburg County Captain Ricardo Preacher. We also have Mecklenburg County ABC Law Enforcement, Kevin Stone. We have our DA, Mecklenburg County District Attorney Spence Merriweather. Also to North Carolina State Highway Patrol Colonel Freddie Johnson is with us. We have our North Carolina ALE Director, Brian House, all the way from Raleigh. Thank you. Also to our U.S. Attorney of the Western District of North Carolina, Russ Ferguson. We have one of our community members and leaders, Charlotte Center City Partners, Mr. Michael Smith. Also, too, I have members of our executive team from CMPD that are here with us and some of our command staff as well. And additionally, I'm extremely grateful that we have our mayor, Val Lyles, with us today. Members of our council are here, always standing side by side with us, supporting the efforts that we're doing in our community. To each of you, I say thank you so much for being here and for supporting what we are doing with CMPD. As everyone is aware, my journey as Charlotte's police chief is just beginning. However, even in this first week, I want to make it clear that continuing to reduce violent crime and disorder and addressing the perception of crime are among the priorities that I have established to build a safer and a stronger city. And this is why we are here today with this press conference to introduce the launch of our Operation Safe Season. Before providing information on this operation, I just want to share with you that I am pleased that our overall crime in Charlotte is down. From the months of January to November, we are down 9% compared to last year this time. Also, I'm proud to report that we have an overall 20% decrease in violent crime and a 6% decrease in property crime year to date. This achievement, of course, is a direct testament of the hard work, the dedication, and the professionalism of our officers and the work that they do every single day, along with the many members of the agencies who are standing with me on today. To our officers and our law enforcement partners, I say thank you for your service. It is really making a difference. While overall crime is down across the Queen City, crime in our central division or our center city has been in the spotlight. Year to date, property crime in Central Division is down, and I'm very pleased with that. We have seen some significant decreases in our burglaries, which we are happy for. However, our violent crime in the Central Division is up 15%. This includes 10 homicides in 2025 as compared to 4 in 2024. As well, we have seen a 15% increase in aggravated assaults compared to the same period last year. While we understand that conflicts arise, arguments happen, disagreements occur, none of it should ever end in tragedy. Violence is never a solution, yet we're seeing that more and more every day. We are committed as a group to addressing this, along with aggressive panhandling, drug usage and sales, which are initiatives and things that have, or crimes that have been focused on by our Crown unit and also our EDU or Entertainment District unit. While we have seen some decreases in crime, and I'm proud of that, we recognize that safety goes beyond the numbers. Truly, safety is about a sense of security, people being secure in their homes, in their neighborhoods, and their places of work and other places where they enjoy. With that in mind, Beginning tomorrow evening, we will launch Operation Safe Season, which is a multi-agency operation that is aimed at promoting safety during the holiday season when we tend to see those increased foot traffic and events happening, particularly in our Uptown area. Our focus will be the center city, and we will expand to other areas of the city where we see crime occurring or where we see repeat incidents of violence. Operation Safe Season is about being proactive. It's about being visible. We're going to be increasing our presence during peak entertainment times and hours, reducing opportunities for violent and property crimes, and we're going to be doing it through saturation patrols, through law enforcement and traffic enforcement of safety violations, and strict enforcement of nuisance and quality of life crimes. We want families and visitors and businesses to feel confident that Uptown is a place where they can gather safely, but we also want offenders to know that if you come to the Uptown to commit crimes, you will be held accountable for those crimes. While we will not discuss specific operational details of Operation Safe Season, the public can expect to see an increased presence of law enforcement beginning tomorrow evening and into the coming weeks, particularly here in the center city. We are taking an all-hands-on-deck approach. Specialized CMPD units such as our CRU or our crime reduction units, as well as JADE, our Juvenile Accountability and Diversion Empowerment Team, our Motors, our DWI Task Force, our Crime Gun Suppression Team, and our Firearm Task Force are just some of the units that's going to be assisting with this operation. Also, too, North Carolina ALE and ABC will be visiting businesses and educating them on applicable laws and taking enforcement actions as necessary. North Carolina Highway Patrol will do what they do. They do a lot. But them and the FBI and other law enforcement partners will be right by our side, supplementing the work that we are doing. Private security will also be enhanced and have visibility along our rail trail. All of our personnel will be visible, will be approachable, and we will respond to anything that occurs in our city. Let me close by saying that Operation Safe Season isn't just about seasonal enforcement. It's about reassurance. We want people to feel safe coming to our Uptown, supporting our local businesses, and enjoying all that our city has to offer. We are confident that our collective efforts of local resources will have a lasting safety impact on our Uptown and will spread to other parts of our city. At this time, I'd like to invite Mecklenburg County District Attorney Spencer Merriweather to speak on a critical component of our strategy, which is prosecuting criminal actions and holding offenders accountable. Mr. DA.
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon. Again, I am Spencer Merriweather. I have the privilege of being the elected District Attorney in Mecklenburg County. Today, the District Attorney's Office is pleased to join with the leaders of many of the agencies you see assembled behind me, and especially with a new community safe, especially during this holiday season that should be a period of joy and of peace for families in Mecklenburg County. This is especially true in our center city, which has offered generations of families happy and meaningful holiday memories. Now, our top priority in the District Attorney's Office remains the prosecution of violent crime. That was best evidenced by the 3 people convicted at trial of first-degree murder just last week, and dozens of others convicted of other violent offenses over the course of the last 2 months. And yet, both violent crime and quality of life crime committed by repeat offenders have been the focus of our heightened attention in Uptown and the Entertainment District. It's the reason why we have devoted increased attention to trial time and to crimes that have been the focus of CMPD's Crown Initiative. And now we have prosecutors in the District Attorney's Office who have been specifically assigned to focus on repeat offenders in this district. This is a model that can and will be replicated in neighborhoods across this county. New state laws around pretrial release, many of them have gotten a good bit of mention over the course of the last week, can certainly, involving pretrial release, have certainly can interrupt criminal activity not only in Uptown but elsewhere. But there are some other important laws that have gone into effect over the course of the past week that will enable prosecutors in your communities to ensure that accountability for those who might threaten safety and peace of our community. On December 1st, Senate Bill 311 went into effect. And among other things, it increased punishment for convicted felons who commit new felonies with firearms. Specifically, it provides new enhancements for felons who possess, brandish, or discharge a firearm during the commission or the attempted commission of a new felony. Combine these new changes with new punishment enhancements for those that manufacture, sell, or deliver fentanyl, and your prosecutors now have a number of new tools to utilize for the protection of the people of this county and the people of this region. And I want to be clear, where the evidence can support it in our center city and elsewhere, we will not hesitate to employ these enhancements. Operation Safe Season is critical because it will provide our center city a first step for exactly the kind of enhanced law enforcement presence that all of our neighborhoods need, especially as our communities grow and as we face increasingly complex challenges within those communities. Local, state, and federal partners all working together. I'm especially pleased to be here today with my colleague, the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of North Carolina, Russ Ferguson, with whom we will continue to collaborate on priority offenders in Uptown and beyond. Every prosecutor knows that an enhanced law enforcement presence equates to a more instant and a more fulsome response to crime as it happens. More instant response time means an improved chance at collecting the critical evidence that can enable the successful prosecution of violent and repeat offenders. In accomplishing this, Operation Safe Season sets a blueprint for exactly what prosecutors need to protect the community and to uphold the rule of law. As always, we are proud to stand with our justice partners in ensuring safety and securing peace this holiday season and always. And now I introduce you to our U.S. Attorney.
Thank you, Spencer. I appreciate it. I'm Russ Ferguson. I'm the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of North Carolina. And first of all, I wanted to welcome the Chief back to Charlotte, congratulate her on her selection as Chief of Police. We're so happy you're here. And second, I'd like to commend you for hitting the ground running, which is exactly what our Chief is doing with this new initiative. And you know, safety in Uptown is so important. And it's not important because the people that live in Uptown or the people that work in Uptown are more important than any other residents in Charlotte. But it's important, as Spencer put it to me one time, downtown Charlotte, Uptown Charlotte, is our city's living room. It's our hub, a literal hub of our transportation system. It's where our major sports and entertainment arenas are. It's where people from all corners of Charlotte come to enjoy our parades, our festivals, our parks. It's where the majority of our hotels are, our visitors come, our convention center is the artery of Charlotte. And as a city, we have put a tremendous amount of investment into our center city with the help of Charlotte Center City partners and others. And we've invested in all these things, the entertainment venues, the stadiums, the parks, the convention center, but all of that will be for nothing if Uptown is not safe. And really all of that will be for nothing if Uptown doesn't feel safe. And so much of this initiative is making sure that throughout this season, people feel safe when they're enjoying all the amenities of Uptown that we've worked so hard to build. But it will also help safety throughout the city. This is not just about Uptown. It is our boldest criminals that come downtown and frighten, that intimidate, that victimize people. They come from all parts of the city and they leave Uptown and go to all parts of the city. And not just the city, but beyond that, to other counties in my district here in Western North Carolina. They don't know borders. Crime doesn't know borders. They come and they go. Violent actors do not respect boundaries. So this is extremely important, and at the federal level, we're very proud to join Chief Patterson in this effort, and my office is fully committed to it. We will use every federal tool available to bring people to justice who commit crimes uptown. We will work together to focus on individuals who are driving the violent crime in Uptown, those who are carrying illegal guns, those who are engaging in violent crime and have violent criminal histories, and those repeat offenders who continue to wreak havoc on our streets. If you commit a federal crime in Uptown, you will serve federal time. We've indicted 159 drug crimes so far this year in my office, and we have more to come. And with this initiative, we will add anyone to it who brings a gun to Uptown who is not supposed to have one or uses it in a way you're not supposed to use it. We believe this will make a huge difference. We will remove the worst of the worst offenders from the street. And in federal court, it matters because in federal court, you get significant time. You get significant time in federal court, and there's no federal parole. So know that if you're going to commit a crime in Uptown, you are not going to be through some sort of revolving door at the jail down the street. You'll be in a federal prison for a very, very long time. So we're looking forward to working with CMPD on this. We'll work with CMPD to identify patterns and hotspots and individuals. I'm looking forward to working with the DA's office. We'll review cases together. We'll fast-track cases that can go to federal court. Because when Uptown is safe, and like I said, when Uptown feels safe, Charlotte as a city will thrive. Our hotels and restaurants will be full of visitors. Businesses will move here in droves, as they are ought to do, and they will bring opportunities for our residents. Our parks will be full of our neighbors. Daily transit commuters will be safe as they take the bus and the train and the streetcar. Small business owners and workers who keep our city running will do so without fear. Charlotte will continue on its trajectory from a world-class city that it is to the absolute best city it can be. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Patterson, District Attorney Merriweather, and U.S. Attorney Ferguson. We appreciate the support of the agencies here today, as well as our community's assistance in keeping Charlotte safe. Operation Safe Season is about partnership, prevention, and presence. Together, we're making sure Uptown is safe, welcoming, and ready for the holidays. We encourage community members to remain vigilant and report suspicious activity now and throughout the year. If you see something, say something. Call 911 to report suspicious activity immediately, so that our officers can respond and address concerns in real time. The public can also share information that could help solve crimes anonymously through Crime Stoppers by calling 704-334-1600, using the P3 Tips mobile app, or visiting charlottecrimestoppers.com. Your eyes, ears, and voices can make a difference in preventing, solving, and prosecuting crime. We will now take a few questions. So if you would let us know what your name is, what affiliate you're with, and who the question is for, we would appreciate it.
Hi, Michael Warwick with WBTV. Is there a warning, Chief Patterson or Mr. Merriweather, to juveniles who may think that there are some limitations to how the law can penalize them? Those kids who may plan to go uptown for the holiday season and stir up trouble or whatever, what would be your warning to them that there are penalties and it can hurt you in the long run?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, for our juveniles, we understand that they're young people. They want to be engaged. They want to be in the community. They want to enjoy the festivities of the Uptown and other parts of our city. We will say to the juveniles that you have to follow the law. You have to be responsible. And when you don't, we have our JADE unit that is monitoring, that's going to be out there, that is going to be talking with these juveniles and intervening. We know that many juveniles tend to think that they can commit adult crimes. We're not going to tolerate that. They're going to be held accountable for any crimes they commit. But we want to work with our young people. We want to divert them from crime. We want to make sure that they're not engaging in activities that can be lasting throughout their lives. And I think with having our JADE unit, some of our nonprofits being available to help us, we can do exactly that. And Mr. D, I don't know if you want to add to that as well.
Just to say that it is certainly our intention to make sure that all people who are in possession of dangerous weapons are held accountable. That includes young people. While we also want to make sure that our juvenile system is one that treats children like children, the goal of the people that you see standing before you is to protect all of the children. Our center city is a place where children and young people ought to have a wonderful opportunity to make memories, to go, to play, to recreate, and the like. And so we want to make sure that we're creating an atmosphere where that can happen, and we'll use the law to do it.
Charlotte, what is your message to the parents as well?
Yeah, so to parents, you have to be involved with your children. You have to know where they are. I think far too many times, parents call the police to police their children. I admonish parents to be parents, to make sure that you know where your children are, and if you are having difficulty with them, then seek those proper resources to help with them.
Brent Jensen, WBT Radio. I'm curious, so crime stats are up in Uptown, as we know, especially the violent crime stats. So why only doing this for the season? Why not do this 12 months a year to make people feel safe 12 months a year?
I agree with you 100%. We're launching now, but we will continue this initiative as long as we need to do it. We just know and recognize at this time of year you tend to have more activity, more foot traffic, that kind of thing, but certainly we will continue our efforts. I will also just look over at my major for Central Division because we already have some initiatives in place in the Uptown Crown, also our Entertainment District Unit. All the officers who work in the Uptown are committed to making sure that they try to mitigate violent crime as much as possible. So it's not that this is a one and done kind of thing. We will be continuing it, but we're just launching it right now.
Hi there, Evan Donovan, WSOC Channel 9. Welcome back to Charlotte. Nice to meet you, Chief
Thank
Patterson.
you.
Is there a disconnect right now between the safety of Uptown and the way people feel about the safety of Uptown?
I think what people have shared with us, there is a disconnect. Sometimes they don't feel safe, and certainly that could be for a number of reasons. And that's part of the reason we're doing this initiative, is so that people can see an increased presence of officers and an opportunity to talk to our officers, to approach us, to ask us whatever questions you have, to talk about that perception if you're feeling unsafe. The two should align, just like our district attorney said. You should feel safe, and also to Russ, you mentioned that. You should feel safe, period. That if you want to walk your dog, if you want to just go on a stroll or go running anywhere in our city, that you're safe to do that. And you should feel safe regardless of what the crime numbers are.
Two more questions, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff Sherman with the Charlotte Observer. Drones have been spotted in the town skies around Uptown and some Triangle Street. Are these CMPD drones, and are they part of the operation, or will they be used as part of the operation?
I don't believe that we're using any drones at this time. Major, if you want to kind of address this, I don't believe that we are.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Major Gene Lim. I serve in the patrol operations, and particularly in Uptown. If you're seeing drones, we're probably going to get calls on that. We haven't launched that program yet. It is forthcoming, but we don't have any in operation at this time. Thanks.
Last question here.
Because I'm with the TP group, while I know a lot of the community and out-of-town visitors are going to truly applaud this partnership, what exactly, where's the federal zones that are going to be set up? I got to mention that certain prosecutions will be federal. And then also, where's the funding for this?
Yeah, on the federal part, so it will not be by zone. There will not be a federal part of Charlotte and a state part of Charlotte. It will be by crime. So if you commit a federal crime, we will take that. And for us, there's a variety of federal crimes, but mostly it's your worst of the worst repeat offenders. So if you're a felon with a handgun or something like that, we will take that case and take it to federal court. That doesn't mean that the state DA's office necessarily hands that case over. Sometimes there's a state crime and a federal crime, but we'll apply federal resources where we can, and we'll use our existing resources to do that.
And I would just close by saying, in terms of just budget, we're operating within our budgets, and we're not pulling resources from other parts of the city necessarily. We're relying heavily on a lot of our specialized units to be able to make sure that our city is safe. So other parts of Charlotte will have their regular staffing, have their officers work in those areas.
The statistics we shared today follow national standards set by the FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Summary Statistics. The information will also be sent out in our press release, put on our social media channels, and on our newsroom website. If you need the spelling of our speakers' names, our Public Affairs Division staff has that right now. Thank you all for joining us, and have a great day.